Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. So today, we're gonna be building some shelves. So, we've got some 2x2s. Alright, so what we've got to do is take them, chop them down to 14 1/8 of an inch. Alright, so I'm not just cutting them down to 14 1/8 of an inch. We're actually gonna put a 9-degree bevel on them. Alright, now for the side support things, we could use this delicious 1x6, but why use shiny new lumber when you can mill up old crappy lumber on the table saw?
Is beginning. The players have no passion, but they run.
Alright, so I finished ripping and resawing these pieces of wood, so now we can cut them down to length.
That the stock would be taxing, the fact that I never lacked that. Back when I was just a poser with a phony accent, I heard the stream. My heart took me to the brook. I made it through the trees, saw the cliff, but I wasn't.
My saw was getting so full of sawdust that it was kicking up chips even when I wasn't cutting anything. Wow. Oh, gotta clean that out. I seem to have lost my brush, so I'll just, use my hand to push it into this box. Oh, God. That sure is a lot of sawdust. Well, time to throw it over the edge of the world so it can decompose. Ah yes, the edge of the world. So the next step is to cut a bevel on the end here, which starts out at 1.5 inches. And then this measurement here is like 5 3/4, but I've modified it to be 5 5/8 because my angle isn't exactly 9 degrees when I put it on the miter gauge. So for this piece, I actually jigged it up on the table saw, but it was really sketchy, so I realized I could just mark it out and cut it on the bandsaw because it isn't really critical that this is smooth and flat. So what I've done is, on the rest of these, I've marked it out, and now over to the bandsaw and we'll cut them out. Alright, now we're going to drill up some holes for the nails.
Pull the shoe, now I'ma hang there. In the air as I stare home, my mind will always stay there, but I trip. How will I be having children walk beside me? Will I be lying about what lies inside me? Stress and strain, relief from the pain, taints the veins. How can I explain? Rats attacks, it ain't attached to facts. And lack of traction, the crackpot tracks. Trains of thought at one time brought no overtime. Paradigm
that's about the limit of how long my drill press will run continuously without overheating and starting to smell really crispy. Alright, so now we begin assembling the frames. So you need one of these thingamabobbers and then one of these thingamabobbers. So take it. First you want to do a dry fit, of course, but it lines up like this. Yay! And if you're actually going to be mounting this flush to the wall, then you're going to actually want to cut this to more like 17¼ instead of 17½, because 2x4s, well, they're supposed to be 2.5, but 1.5 by 3.5. They're actually like 1.5 by less than 3.5. So you want to give some leeway there so that you don't end up with these pushing against the wall. But I have some spacers, so it'll be fine. So. I should really be cleaning up this wood before putting glue on it, because old wood like this doesn't stick to glue as well as fresh wood does. So let's get some nails ready. Alright, we'll just dump them right on the table, I guess. Okay. And we'll just line it up as best we can. The top of this piece should be flush with the top of this piece, so that's one way to do it. And just sort of go until the rest of it is flush here with the angle. I'm really not going for very much accuracy here.
Crash into the beginning. It's the entanglement and the thing inhibiting. So exciting to ignite it to a higher line of sight. See the game begin playing in this empty dream. On MTV's that what I am. Holes poked by steeples to the Father.
Alright, for the upright stud, we have a giant 10-foot long 2x4 that I found in a dumpster at a construction site. So basically, I'm cutting it into two 5-foot pieces. Well, actually, technically less than that, taking into account the saw curve. I have it clamped because once we get cut through all the way, then these two pieces are going to like try to fall down like, and this one's going to try to go like, and it's going to be really difficult to try to hold with your hand. So, especially when you have a really small table on your table saw.
Ego no longer floats above. In the dust we choke. Moses found a fairway, but the green will grow to be rough until the day dare say.
Well, I must say, these clamps really made it easy to cut through this 2x4. Oh, for God's sakes. Alright, so since the wood is so nasty and ratty, I'm going to plane down all the wood to a fresh layer of wood where I'm going to be applying glue, so that the glue will hopefully stick a little bit better. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so now we just need to assemble it. And since the shop is such a mess, what better place to assemble it than this beautiful lawn chair? Ooh.
I believe you turn a corner, let your grass hit the ceiling, lamps laugh cause the game rings. Stop trying to smell the roses and relax. Get off it, forever you're exalted. Reminiscing, get you tripping faster than your thoughts did. You got this, remember all you lost when you were robbed. Still in with every runs with their pursuance. I mean, I ain't really you would see the circle.
Now, the reason why these pieces are very specifically matched is because when I drew out the spots for the nails, I made sure, very specifically, that they wouldn't hit each other. So you can see here, there's one here, 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 and here. And then they're in the corners on here. And I also made sure that these won't hit each other either, because what's more annoying than having nails that hit? Alright, so now I'm going to attach some mounting flanges onto these things. Alright, so for fastening these, I got these 3/16 Tapcon screws, 2 1/4 inch long. So I got this piece of smashed cinder block to test out what size hole I need to drill. So this is a 5/32 inch drill bit, and that's a 3/16 drill screw thingamabobber. And the instructions weren't much help. It's like, with sleeve off and drill bit exposed, drill pilot hole 1/4 inch deeper than recommended. Yeah, it didn't say what size of drill bit to use, so I used this one, and this one seems tight enough. Alright, somehow I managed to find some room for the camera in all that mess. So here's where the thing is going. So I made a spacer block 18 inches long, because that's how high I want this to be off of the ground. So, well, wish me luck. What is that? Stop it. Oh my god. Ah, here's that. Look at that. Oh, oh. Yeah, hammer drill is starting to sound like a good idea right about now. Also, a proper masonry drill bit. Ugh. Alright, so after a trip to the hardware store, I got a 5/32 inch masonry bit, and upon closer inspection, it has a picture of a concrete block and a brick. Well, that doesn't look very concrete blocky or bricky. It looks more like, I don't know, cement wall, but we'll hope it works. Especially since I'm not using an impact driver.
Another circle. Is that what I am? Keep having dreams that I'm awake, thinking I let go of it. Naked moments past, don't regret, but I fret. Investments that stop me from knowing I could drop it at any tick or talk. Is that what I am? But then I figure what's stopping me from entering something bigger. I'm making up for inner peace I lost when I was thinner. Mama won't be home for dinner. I made a slight adjustment, was strapped down, now I'm busted. All of this is messed with, crawling out of depression. My most prized possession, my precious obsession with swimming pools in the summer swelter when I'm thinking.
So after hours of painstaking work, I finally have this mounted to the wall. So how about we do something really stupid? Oh. Oh, all on one rung. Well, I think this should be sufficient for my needs.
Falling out of depression, my most prized possession, my precious obsession